good. Let's do it. Oh yeah, music. Just get some music going because that's nice to have as a thing. Let's hit up the Bandcamp. Collection. Let's listen to. Yeah, it's Samurai Gun this. Okay, so we have the headsets. Actually, I'm going to plug this into the thingamajig. So, oh shit, I don't want to hear that. Well, actually, see, this is where you set everything up before you start streaming. Pause real quick, see what that sounds like. See, this is where you set everything up before you start streaming. That sounds right. Okay, sorry about that. Let's keep doing this. Do I need to restart? Oh my god. I should set stuff up before I start streaming. Which is technically what I do, but I just screw everything up every time. Does this play now? Why am I not getting any audio out of the thing? Fucking hell. Okay, we'll stream out of these things, as they usually do. Where is it? Okay, and I'll just take my headset off if I want to move around. Okie dokie. Sorry about that. Hello people in the chat room. I did a little bit of LOVR earlier on, which is this thing. Ran into some issues with it because I didn't read the documentation properly. So that's what we're going to do now. What we want to do, as I said, was be able to point at something and do something to it. I haven't decided what yet, but I want to be able to point at stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and figure out how to do a raycast. So apparently that's part of the world thing. There you go, there's world raycast, it's right there. So yeah, update the world, yeah, that's in that code already normally. Have I just lost internet? Oh, please don't tell me I lost internet. Oh. We're good. Okay, so this is the world update right here, but there's also other stuff we can do in the world. We can do raycasts. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to raycast from the controller to the world and do something to things that are connected to it. Probably what we can do is just like set colors of things being touched. So currently, right now, we have an array of boxes, which is this bit right here, which gets initiated here. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to add some bit more information to that. It's not just going to be a box, we're going to actually add more to this. So what we can do real quick here is add a I forgot about this. This is the portion that I wanted to. Yeah, because my keyboard is set up as a Mac keyboard. I can't remember how to do. Oh, that's interesting. Let's not do that. Huge for regular single column layout. I forgot. Okay, let's just use the regular PC keyboard then. I wanted to use this one because it's easy to use when I'm in a headset, but not if I can't remember what keys I'm using. So, there we go. So I have two keyboards here that I'm working about with. Okay. So this is a French keyboard. And I can use these things now. Okay, so what I want to do is put this inside a table. And I'm going to call that the fizz object. So we're just going to call it fizz equals that. So that's the physics object itself. But we're also going to add its color here. So I'm going to go color. And this is a collection of 3 numbers. So I can actually probably just do it equals and then do like these boxes are supposed to be like reddish, yeah, so 0, 0. And so instead of doing it this way, we're going to copy this into here. So we're doing a draw box of box.fizz because we're now drawing the physics objects that we have here. And we're going to want to set the color to the color that was just picked up on. And real quick, we're just going to check the documentation here, but normally we can set color, state set color. We should be able to do it with a with an array. Yeah, using a table, so RGBA, we want the A to be in there. So we're going to go ahead and add that real quick. So here the color is 0.1. So that should work properly if we go drawbox dot. Sorry. Do I have 2 of these open? Oh, this is the controller boxes. Okay. No, we don't want to touch that one. That one. Sorry. This one can stay out. Yeah. And this one, we're going to set color to box.color. So normally that shouldn't have changed anything in our code. Let's go ahead and test that real quickie. They're all blue now. Red, green, blue, yeah. So they're all blue, that's fine. So now what I want to do is I want to add it, so I want to make it so that when I point, I want to make it so that when I point at one of these cubes with my controller, I make it red. So that should be fairly simple. So let's switch over to virtual desktop so I can stay in the while I do this. Stand in front of the computer. Yeah, so no, actually I can't stay in the it's going to be over there because I can't use this keyboard in here. Did I just break things there? Oh, for fuck's sake. I think this is supposed to come out from that bit of the USB stuff, but oh, come on. my headset. Woo. So each side. Oh, okay, slice. Slide back. This is so this is how I stream. I just basically just fuck shit up permanently. That's how I do the thing. Oh, hi Kelly. Yeah, cool LEDs. My boyfriend got them for Christmas, and I've been messing around. This is actually like a program that I started writing. I wanted to make a game with it, but if you look carefully, the LEDs are all indexed 3x3, which kind of makes it a bit of a pain to do anything high resolution. So I bought some new LEDs, and I'm working with that. Come on. I'm sorry. I'm fixing my headset because I broke. I clipped out this top panel piece. It's supposed to be like on the thing. There you go. Okay, that's back. Okay. Stop breaking. So, we said we were reading the documentation. So, back in the world documentation, we want to look at raycast. And so we want to figure out what that raycast does, and we want to be able to use it. Now, if I remember correctly, the callback will interact, with the shape. So we need to be able to add the reference. So if I do a raycast here in my love update, okay, so I'm going to do a raycast in here. So let's just go ahead and write the beginning of that. So world raycast, and that takes a whole bunch of parameters, all of these. So we're going to go ahead and fill these in bit by bit. So x1, let's just for now just go like 0, 0, 0, and then we're just going to go like down one. It's a bit silly, but we're just going to do that. I think positive is up, negative is down. Figure that out. That's not the case in a minute. And here we want to add a function, which doesn't have any. And it takes a bunch of parameters. Oh, actually no, it does take a bunch of parameters. Shape, and then we're going to get the coordinates of the collision and the normal of the coordinates of the collision, so we can do stuff like bounce things away from where they got hit and stuff. So we can go ahead and just add all of that to the parameters of the function. And so we have shape, which is the physical shape of the physics object that we just touched, and then x, y, z, and then which is going to be where the raycast hit the object normally. The problem is that the shape is basically part of this fizz thing, so we're going to want to add. So basically, we're going to do this like fizz, not shape, and then that's going to have a thing that I can like add data to. I think. I hope very, very much. So that's going to be part of Collider. And in Collider, it's going to be, okay, I can add shape, remove shape, get shape list. Yes, I'm going to want to get the whole shape list. Is there no way to just get the first shape? Yeah, no, it's going to be get shape list. So get shape list, which is going to return a table of shapes. So we want to do that. So we're just going to do a little real quick, a little for now we don't actually need the index here, but we do need the v, which we're going to call that shape in so box is get shape list. And so this shape is going to have
seconds between
a thing which
kills,
allows me to
single grains of sand,
set user data. So we can set user data, and it's just the data. Okay, so the shapes always have each one public data. So let's just put the box in there. So basically, what's going to happen is the physics object has a reference to the shape, but the shape needs to reference back to my object, which contains the physics object. So this is kind of a circular thing, but which means if I get any one of them, I can get the others. So here I'm just going to have set user data, and that's going to be the box itself. So if you look, we have the shape which has the box which has the fizz, and the fizz has the shape, and that all goes round. So now what we can do here is when I have the shape, I can go ahead and go and do a get user data, and that should be the box, and then I can go ahead and change the color. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go shape get user data. Pull up the box, so box show get user data, and we can just go ahead and go box.color equals array. We're going to make it red, so red, green, blue, and alpha. I don't know if that's a reference or if it's a copy. If it's a copy, I'm going to need to set that back into the user data, but for now, let's just do it that way and we'll see what happens. The next bit is we're going to want to, before we do that, set all the other boxes back to blue, so that... Let's just test it like this. Let's test this side now and see what happens. So let's go ahead and do that. There should be a ray going down, and if it hits, attempt to local index box at nil value. Line 17. Yeah, okay, so this isn't working. So maybe the set user data isn't working because it should work. Shape, get user data. That didn't do it. That's interesting. Well, it did go into the function, which is nice, so it needs to be our raycast itself. The problem is that it didn't do what I thought it would do, which is I should flip the chat a bit more often. Can I turn the music down a bit? Yes, I can turn the music down. Sorry, I didn't realize it was too loud. The viewers kind of had... Yeah, I don't know how long ago you typed that. I turned the music down now. Sorry about that. I'll turn it down even more. I'm not even listening to the music. Like, it just needs to have background. So, as I was saying, we're having trouble getting the user data back out. So this box is being put in the set user data, I think. Do I have a printout? Can I? Oh, I do. So I can do sort of stuff like print shape, and that should dump to the terminal down here. Oh, you can't actually see the terminal. Yeah, that is working. But apparently when I do a get user data, it's not getting the thing that I requested. We have no more sound. You can't hear the music at all. Mind. Oh, it's just the flag sound at the beginning of the song. This is I hate it when this happens on stream. I just get stuck on like the first thing, and it's stupid. So I got a shape. I'm getting the user data. There's no user data coming out. So I must be doing something wrong here. So set user data, set the user data associated with the shape. Shape set user data. Data. Let's try just setting something really simple. Let's just try setting a string. Okay, so let's just go hello, and then what we're going to do is instead of doing that, we're just going to go ahead and print what we got. So print box. It should be a string. Right, so this hello goes in, hello should come out. And let's close that, and okay, so I'm getting nils in my terminal. So there's nothing coming out of this. Is this being done? I'm gonna go ahead and put the box back in because I know the box exists. New box collider. Oh, hang on. Is the box collider has the shape, right? Let's go back here. So a new box collider. Create a new collider with a box shape attached, and it returns the collider. And colliders have a get shape list. So I mean, this should work. Okay, we're just trying that real quick. Just gonna go ahead and open that and dump it again. So we are setting data. I've got set data written in my thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and just print box here just in case there's something stupid happening. Yeah, so it is pushing something. I mean, this does exist. But shape set user data isn't working. Oh, can I print shape? Yeah, and I'm getting a bunch of box shapes. So I'm not entirely sure why I'm not being able to set user data here. Yeah, this is kind of frustrating. Cool. Yeah, mic is better. Cool. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure how to deal with this bit because this is like super basic. I have a shape. I have a box. It should show it. I mean, it's just not being pushed through, which is kind of frustrating for me right now. Okay, I'm getting a shape. I'm adding the box. I'm doing the thing. This is working because the shape does exist. I can print the shape. I see it. Yeah. Okay, this is exciting. So get shape list does get the list of shapes. I do get those in the shape, so I can destroy it. I can get type. I can get the collider. I can enable it or not. And these are the two functions I want, right? Set user data and get user data. So set user data. Literally just that. I feel really stupid right now. I guess, but I'm literally doing that. I'm literally verbalizing. I'm going to try again. Okay, so I have this array, which that I know that this works because I have the array that works. I got a table of boxes. I create a box. The box has a physics object and it has a color. The physics object is a world new box collider with stuff based on the position on the screen, so that I can get them all. I'm actually going to put this to a smaller number. I'm going to put this at like 0.3, so they're just going to spread out over the ground when I play the game, and I can actually do that. And you can see that when I play the game, I have a bunch of boxes. Here they are. They're all here. They're all awesome. It's a mess, but they're there. And oh yeah, this controller here also allows me to interact with these boxes as well. So I should probably change the color of this one. I'm going to make it green, so that we can tell the difference. But so, I mean, I have the controller, and I can push things with it. And let's get my stuff out of the way. You can see this better. Holding the camera in my hand because this is how VR works in 2018. Controller, and I can go ahead and push stuff around. That works. It's cool. So these are all being made. Okay, so that's step one, right? Because if I don't have that, then blah blah blah. Oh, that's creepy. Yeah, okay. Best Mal, you're already creeping out my viewers here. Cool. So set user data. So the shape exists because when I do a get shape list and I print the shape, I can see it. So you can't see my terminal. I should probably make it visible. Guess. But anyway, in the terminal I have a bunch of nils now. Oh, I should probably hide it. I need to start it and end it quick. But no, I do have the list of all the shapes being made. I can see them being printed. So this line here does print a shape to the terminal. So this is being done this many times. And I'm just going to try and get user data like straight away. Like do something like this. So like I'm just going to go like print shape get user data. Okay, so like I set user data and immediately afterwards I go ahead and get it, and let's see what that does. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this print here because it's not being useful. And in my terminal, yeah, box shape, it is returning the thing here, and so I can actually go ahead and do shape get user data phys, and it should return me a link to the physics object. And that is working. So in this scenario here, it is actually doing it. Oh! It's raycasting the whole world, and it's also raycasting things that don't have a box. I just need to check if, because the floor doesn't have a box, the hands don't have a box. Only the boxes have boxes. That's what's going on. See? See? That's the thing. Okay, so that's actually kind of simple to check. If box, then do the stuff. And so now, when I play this, a whole bunch of the boxes will be turned red. Maybe. Okay, that was step one. So I'm going to want to try and find a way to make this do the raycasting, and so I can go ahead and like point it at things and do it that way. Oh yeah, I said I was going to make this this green. So where's the it's in the this bit here. the controller boxes. Controller boxes need to be green, so go ahead and put a 1 there, put a 0 here. There we go. And also, I'm just thinking, I create a floor collider, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw that as well. And let's draw it kind of like a sort of grey. Let's make it brighter grey. I am bad at typing. That didn't work. Oh, it's because of this. No, let's just shift that over. Floor. Second tree. That should work. So the... Oh, the boxes are always drawn the same size. Okay, that needs to be changed. That's in this bit here. I can't be bothered. Let's just not do the draw box bit. Okay, so I got a green hand, and I said that I was going to make the rays come out of the controller. So instead of doing one of these, what we're going to do is we're going to raycast within this thing here by getting the position and the orientation. That is how things are done around here. So, I'm going to move this raycast into the controller function. We're going to get rid of these, so there's no going to be a green hand anymore. There's just going to be... We need to draw something, aren't we? Let's do a draw controller. We're just going to go, position X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. So we don't need to get the position of the thing. Oh, we need orientation. What format is orientation in? It's part of Collider. Get orientation. And so it's these 4 numbers here. Okay. So I'll go ahead and put those in there. And do that. We're going to make it smaller because it's way too big. So I can get rid of these. We're doing that. We're not making controller boxes, but we are going to use these get position and get orientation. We're going to need those. And in draw, we're going to do the same thing, more or less, except we're going to be drawing instead of doing raycasting. So it's this controller box bit. So instead of doing controller boxes, we're going to do draw controller, X, Y, Z, and all these numbers, and these numbers. Yeah. So that's just checking real quick that I am drawing the controller properly. Yeah, so I'm drawing the controller, but it's not a physics object anymore. I can't push stuff with it anymore. Ugh. Let's look at the box and show the controller clipping through the box. Yeah, no more interactions there. because this is now a raycaster and no longer a physics object. So, in the update, this needs to happen before I do the raycasts. So the raycast, where it comes from, is going to be easy to figure out. That's just going to be x, y, z. The difficult bit is going to be this bit here, because... Oops. Did I just not remove numbers? Yeah, okay, so these three are the origin of the ray, x, y, z. And then these three are going to be which way it's going to be pointing. And that's going to be the pain in the bottom. So for now, I'm just going to do that. It's going to be like rays that go down from underneath my controller. Let's see what happens.
Oh, see, I made it red. It's already working. So normally, yeah, I just need a sort of... What? It's working sometimes. Or is it? This is exciting. Oh, is it already taking the orientation? No. Did I plug in both of my... Oh, that's why I keep getting glitches. I forgot to plug in the second lighthouse. Yeah, VR should work better in a second. Anyway, come on. So... There we go. Okay, so now I can turn this way and it's not going to glitch on me. So, I mean, it obviously did touch some boxes, but it's not quite doing what I thought it would do. It's over here. Oh my god. So yeah, you're seeing me stumble around, punching chairs and stuff. That's exciting. Very, very exciting. I'm not doing what I expect. So I'm going to need to visualize the ray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a second box, one unit down, and that way I can actually see that it's doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Do that real quick.
So, by the way, if there are any people in chat that stream, well, Cody, I know you stream. If you have a way of like if you know how to notify the chat, because I keep forgetting to check chat. So if you have a advice for that, I'd love that. In the meantime, let's just draw another box with y minus 1. Okay, so that should be the... Wait, hang on. Raycast, raycast, raycast. World raycast. Oh, it's the beginning position and the end position. That's why. Okay, so it's not a direction. It's position 1, position 2, and it raycasts between the two of them instead of like position 1 and then direction of the ray. Okay, so that means that... So that's correct, but I need to do the same thing up here in my raycast, and I need to do x, y minus 1, and z. And if I do that, and test that, I should have 2 cubes in my hand, and I should be able to...
There you go. 2 cubes. And it's perfectly working. As you can see, the cube has turned red, as you can see. For fuck's sake. Okay, what's wrong? What's wrong? Where's my other hand? Over here. Okie dokie. You get out of my way, and okay. So, what do we have? That's the position, that's the orientation. We're not using the orientation right now. That would be a different XYZ. We're not even using that, actually. We can actually probably just get rid of that. Do I have a keyboard in here? A keyboard here if I do this. There we go, that's nice. So yeah, so then I put the thing, oh yeah. So function shape get user data, da 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 da. So this is all correct. So we currently don't need the orientation at all, so I'm going to go ahead and actually remove that. Yep. Or not. Does this not work? Oh, it's doing the thing it did before. It's sticking. I don't know why it's doing that. I guess I'll use my keyboard then. So, comment that out. Whoa, I'm getting bad frame rate. What is happening? Nothing is happening. Everything is happening at the same time and nothing is happening. Why? These buttons aren't working anymore. That one is. This one is. Okay. And okay, something crashed. Now this is working again. Okay, so what I have here is local XYZ get control position, and then I'm just raycasting from XYZ to X, Y minus 1, Z. And I'm drawing that here. I'm drawing one of them at XYZ and the other one at X, Y minus 1, Z. So if that is correct, here's their example. They're doing a minus 0.530 to. Oh, there's stuff happening on Twitter. I'm being acid. I'll check that later. This is exciting. I'm really so fucking bad at this, it's insane. Okay. That was working because when I do that, I actually had the two students with this. I had the two boxes. I had one up here and then one down there, and they were sort of like linked like this. So I think the problem is somewhere in here. So for every pair in the controllers, I'm not using I anywhere else, am I? Okay. So local XYZ, controller get position. We're not using that anymore, we just commented that out. World raycast XYZ, X, Y minus 1, Z function shape. XYZ, XYZ, function. XYZ, XYZ, function. Save it, make sure it's saved. Yeah, I'm sure that's. If it's just I didn't save the file, it's gonna be so fucking stupid. Okay. Oh, I have two controllers, yes. Yeah, they're not doing anything, are they? Two controllers that are not doing any recasting. for me. So I'm going to get back out of VR and I'm going to print to the terminal and see if I can do that. Also, the physics are really super weird. Like, see how long these boxes keep just like bouncing back and forwards for? I had this problem this morning too. I don't know what it's due to. Anyway, let's not quitting up. That's that. Okay.
So I said I wanted to print this out. So next stream, I'm definitely gonna have like a terminal box somewhere. Like maybe just like, oh yeah, let's just get that last line of the terminal like in the view, like all the time. So that way you can see what I'm sort of typing away at. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just add that real quick. So add a window capture, and it's gonna be terminal. Oh, perfect, it picked it. And let's go ahead and put that somewhere not stupid. Oh, we can just go ahead and put it down here, right? That's fine. Yeah, that's cool. So, yeah, you can have the whole terminal. Let's just have the terminal. It's yours. It's yours. Have it. Fine. See the terminal. Okay, let's okay that. Match title. Yeah, let's do that. And I want that to be below love, because it doesn't print to the terminal while the executable is running. That's just like the way Windows does stuff. I haven't actually used Windows to program in 4 years now, so it's super weird for me to be back on Windows and programming. So this is the terminal. So all the prints basically show up here. So all of these prints you usually see here. So the lines you're seeing in the terminal right now are these. So the shape, and then the shape get used as data phys, and that's what you're seeing here. Shape, and then the physics object associated with it. So we don't need those anymore because we know that that's working properly. The problem is now is that I'm raycasting, and I'm not sure I'm actually hitting anything with the raycast. So I'm just going to go ahead and just go print, and then go like ray hit exclamation mark, and then go ahead and launch the game. So that's running. Let's just like randomly point ray. Oh, it's actually printing to the terminal. It's done that already. It's weird. It seems to update only every few seconds or so. But rays are hitting stuff. Is it hitting one thing and then like stopping? The function to call when an intersection is detected, the callback is past the shape it was hit. Is it hitting the ground and then like not giving me any other things? That would be annoying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all the boxes. Oh no, you know what? I'm going to set the boxes to kinematic and remove the floor. That is what I'm going to do. That way there are only boxes. Boxes are going to be the only thing in the world. And I'm going to go ahead and try to interact with those. So real quick here, I just want to do a box.phys set kinematic true. So that means the boxes aren't going to move. And also we're going to destroy the floor. So the floor is gone. We're not actually using the floor anywhere else. So now if we ray here, the only things that exist, so the only colliders that exist are these box colliders in the world. We can check that real quick by Control Fing for collider. And yeah, the only place where we're creating colliders are in this loop. So if this hits anything, it's hit one of our boxes. So maybe this is the bit that's not working properly. And let's just move this. Where are they? They should be somewhere stupid. There they are. They're down here. Hey, oh, it's working. I can walk around and
set them all to red then. Kind of. Oh yeah, so it's only hitting one at a time. That's why I'm getting some Z fighting here, because it's hitting one of them, but not the others. So there must be something I can do in the raycast to make it keep raycasting.
I think I remember how Love 2D did this. Because this is Love VR, I think it might work the same way. So if I remember correctly, the raycast function can return a value, and if it's true, it will keep raycasting. Like basically raycast the raycast callback that you can see here. Yeah, it starts here and ends here. The raycast callback basically tells the raycaster to keep going or to stop where it hit. And so we're just going to make it go like true, just like go through everything, I don't care. So we're just going to go ahead and return true on this, and let's see if that helps.
And it doesn't, which is interesting. See, it is hitting something, like, as I move around here, you can see it's not hitting all of them either, is it? I mean, like, this one on the edge here, I'm not hitting it.
I'm gonna keep whacking myself with stuff. Oh my god.
I'm making a mess of this. So it's not hitting all the things. Some things aren't getting hit. Let's knock the screen. Yeah, we don't need that. Let's go ahead and hit my cupboard over here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's yeah. So VR needs a bigger space. I could probably just spawn these closest over here anyway. But either way, that's very exciting. It's colliding some things, not others. That's really frustrating. So maybe it's not return true, maybe there's something else to it. I'll read the documentation, maybe it's in there somewhere.
So what we do know is the raycasts are working, they are hitting the correct things, because when they move around, it's like the boxes that are under those that they are getting hit. The problem is that they're not all getting hit. Some of them are, some of them aren't. It's kind of hard to figure out why some of them are getting hit and not others. Yeah. What would be good? Sorry. If this was at least timestamped, I could figure out what you were responding to by sort of thinking back. Anyway, so raycasts. The function to call when an intersection is detected, the callback is past the shape that was hit, the hit position, and the normal vector of the hit. Cool, but that's not enough, right? Because we want to be able to cast a ray against the world, calling a function every time the ray intersects with a shape. Maybe it's the opposite, maybe you need to return false. I don't think so, but just to be sure. Oh wait, hang on, if it's the ugly system that was in Love 2D, it's going to be, yeah, they return something really weird. Should we go and check the Love 2D documentation instead? Let's do that. 2d.org. And let's go ahead and go into the wiki. So what I'm going to do real quick is add a rule so that you can actually see what I'm doing. While I'm browsing the Love2D wiki. So this is the Love2D wiki. So yeah, real quick, the technology I'm using to do VR is this thing called Love VR, and it's very inspired by Love2D, which is what I used to make most of my games. I still use it fairly often to prototype stuff. And Love2D, as its name implies, is entirely 2D. And Love VR is entirely VR. So let's go ahead and check out the physics system here. And so there's going to be a world, raycast. Yeah, it's always the same thing. X, Y, look, it's the exact same thing. And should return a number as a control value. Okay, so number control, the rate can be controlled with a return value. A positive value sets a new ray length where 1 is the default value. A value of 0 terminates the rate. If the callback function returns -1, the intersection gets ignored as if it didn't happen. So I'm not entirely sure what those numbers are, but what we can do is you can go ahead and set it as -1, and it'll just sort of go through everything. Let's try that. So return -1. And if it is working the same way as Love2D, then this should look. Oh, that's beautiful. So yeah, so we're still getting the. Let's go ahead and stand up here. So as I.
Okay. So as I move, where's my hand? There it is. So as I move through, we're still getting this, but that's because I only touched the rays from back here. And so yeah, so as I sort of move forwards here, you see that I've got the first cube, I'm getting Z fighting on all the others, but as I move through, I'm setting the color on all the cubes. So that is actually working as intended. So we're going to go ahead and make these cubes move again, put the floor back, and then figure out how to make the raycasts not go like down, but to go like forwards, and to go. I guess we don't. I was going to say infinitely forwards. I don't think the raycast system works that way. If we make it go like 50 meters, that's way more than enough for what I'm doing. So I'm going to go for that.
How are we doing music-wise? Samurai Gun is up. Let's go ahead and listen to. Oh, let's listen to Odyssey. Yeah, stream is going fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this. We can get rid of the prints. We don't need those anymore because this is actually working properly. We can go ahead and put the world back. We'll put the floor back, I mean, and we can go ahead and make the boxes move again. And if I play this, I have boxes bouncing around all over the place, and with my hand I can go ahead and can I? Bash myself in the face with the headset
As well, that's always fun. Well, that's exciting. See, this one isn't doing it. There's this one. Well, that's fun.
Let's try returning 1, because that was the other one here. It said in the in the Love2D thing, it was 1 is the default value, a new ray length where 1 is the default value. Can we read that here? There we go. A positive value sets a new ray length where 1 is the default value. Value of 0 terminates the ray, which we don't want to do. And if the callback function returns -1, the intersection gets ignored. I'm not really sure what they mean by that. Let's go ahead and set 1 and see what happens with that. We don't need that. So we set 1. New ray length? I don't know. I guess it might be like how much of the remaining ray? I don't know why you'd want to send anything else but like keep going or stop. Like what's in between keep going and stop? I don't know. Let's see if that works any better.
Kind of random, isn't it? Like that one isn't doing anything. But this one over here, don't know. This one? No, nothing. Yep, so Kind of depends. This one? Yep, nope, nothing here. Why?
Why, oh why? This is... This was not what I was expecting to get hung up on. Wow. Okay. So this is exciting. Okay, this is a Love 2D book, so that's different. Okay, so here's the thing. Return 1 continues with raycast through all shapes. That's how they're doing it here. So from here, hit fixture, yeah, so it's called fixtures in Love 2D. What I also want to do is I want to check to see if it works on each frame. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to, in the update, before I do all these, I'm going to go ahead and set all the boxes back to blue, and then do this raycast, which will set the ones that I'm hitting back to red. So to do that real quick, I'll go for, so nothing box in boxes, do box color equals, what was it? Blue, so 0, 0, 1, 1. So let's go ahead and check that. So I just want to see if they're actually being set each frame, or if it's like something that's kind of intermittent
and not working all the time. See? So it's something that's not working all the time. So there must be something about the way raycasts work. Should we try negative again? Okay, this won't let me let go of my controller. Where was this? The raycast is in here. Let's go ahead and add a -1 here. Done that. And I need to quit that and relaunch it. Okay. Okay, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, you're cool. Fuck you, fuck you, you're cool. Oh! Moving. Stopped. Moving? No, it's nothing to do with sleeping. This is weird. How do you debug something like that? So, I'm spending a lot of time trying to figure out how to sort this kind of problem out, and
it's not going super well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause on Love VR for now. Go ahead and load up Unity, which is actually already loaded up, which was my original plan when I first started hearing was Love VR. I heard there's a Slack where the Love VR developer hangs out. I'll go ahead and ask them. But for now, let's do some Unity. Okay. So, just want to real quick check my messages, and I'll be right with you in a second. Doobity-doobity-doo. Abstract godlike game. Oh, like, you're cool, fuck you. Yeah, because if I were to make a god game, it would be one of those. I'd be an angry god, like, just like smiting those that don't do what I say. That's why I'm a programmer, because I can make things do what I want them to. Okay, so let's give up on this for now and toggle over to Unity. So I actually had a bit of fun setting up Unity earlier on. So I have, oh yes, so I actually need to make this switch to Unity editor when I'm doing something else. So I have a Unity code window open, and because it's a weird Unity code, yeah, I know. And I also have a Unity editor window open, and I set it up earlier on so that when I press play, if all goes well, which isn't given, yeah, it maximizes the whole thing, and I actually have a head, and there's a sort of camera in the scene, so I should be able to do something like this. So here's my hands. Walk up to the camera and go, hello, hello, this is me, hello. So you can actually see what I'm doing when I'm in this sort of box here. A nice thing about Unity is they actually give you these straight away, which means that you can sort of see the buttons. I think this is really cool that you can see what's going on with the buttons. Sort of just move around a little bit. See? And pressing the buttons. The grip controller as well. And then you can see the grip controller move. It's a very slight movement. These grip controls aren't really that nice to use, to be honest. Like, kind of makes sense. You kind of want to do things like pick something up and drop it with these, but it's kind of hard to sort of figure out because this is why I'm Unity prototyping. But I haven't seen two games that do picking up the same way. So like some games do like hold, release for like pick up and release, but some games like are shooty games. So you pick up, but then it's shoot, and then you sort of press this thing here to release it. That's how Superhot does it, which is super weird. So like if you want to juggle, you have to like catch and then throw, and then sort of catch and then throw, which is super weird. Like you want to be able to do like catch, throw, or with the grip controller, catch, throw. Anyway, all that to say, welcome to Unity 3D. I imported a sort of dude model thing, and one of a game idea I had is there are people walking around in a place, and you can sort of like go into their brain, and when you're in their brain, you can see from their point of view, and you can sort of do things as them, and then when you're getting figured out, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go and control that person's brain, and now you're in that person's brain, and you keep going like that. So it's kind of like a sort of a spy game where you're some sort of brain virus that sort of hops from brain to brain. Let's try and do that. I broke the thing again! I need to stop grabbing this part. I need to sort of grab from here. That's pain. That's interesting. Unity shows a different shaped window from LaVia. It's a circular window at the bottom right. I hadn't realized that. Oh, and I'm also losing frames. Come on. The headset's connected. I'm trying to fix the headset, that's why it's not tracking. There, fixed. Okay. So, as I was saying, oh, that's nice. You can see the controllers in all three keys. Okay. So, as I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, was we're going to put some dudas in here, and we're going to jump from duda to duda brain. do that. So the way this works here in Unity, I don't know if it's actually visible how the setup is kind of small. There's a lot of stuff happening in Unity. I hadn't thought of like capabilities. I mean, I guess like if you're in a bank, like some of them would have like the access code for the computer, and some of them would have a gun, and somebody would have I don't know, the key to the vault, like that. So those kind of the idea. It was mostly inspired by. So if you played Super Hot in VR, or if you've watched the video I posted on Twitter a couple of days ago, what happens is so I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but you can. And so when you're playing, you can grab a gun. So you're using a gun, you're going pew 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 pew, and then if you have a gun that you haven't sort of used all the bullets on, you can kind of like, oh, hang on, you said you're talking about a game you're working on. Oh, well, when you have more info about the game, send it up. Anyway, the point here is, so you're holding like a gun, and you can sort of chuck it to where you're going to spawn next. Yeah, you've played it. Oh, it's really good. And so you can chuck a gun to where you're going to spawn next, and then you spawn and you sort of catch the gun out of midair and like, hey, motherfucker, I've got 2 guns. Yeah, so and I kind of like that idea, and so I was like imagining like if you're like a brain computer virus and you're trying to steal something physical, you can't actually carry it yourself. You're going to need a body to carry it for you. And so, but since you can hop from body to body, you can like lob the hard drive or whatever it is you're stealing from the vault and sort of lob it to your next victim and jump into them. 4 months in development. Oh, okay, so you've got a head start on me. So I hope we're not going in the same direction. Yeah, you should try that in Super Hot, and you feel super badass when you do it. Should I just load up Super Hot real quick and do this? I'm just going to load it up real quick. Let's see if I can do that without too much pain. So if I go into here,
Boop boop. Steam. Let's go back to games, or games, library. Super hot. Okay,
and while that's loading, I'm going to go ahead and make the Super Hot screen something that you can see. Yeah, you can see it down the bottom there, but let's just put this up in big O. Game capture. No, let's not do that. So not game capture. Let's just do a regular window capture. Window capture. And then go super hot. Where is it? Super hot, not here. Why? Oh, let's just add a new scene with a full screen capture. There we go. Let's just go display capture, the whole display, bam, and let's get rid of automatic scene switching. Let's stop it so that you can see the whole thing. Okay, so let's get into Super Hot. Let me. Did I just break things again? I need to stop breaking stuff. Okay, let's just close Super. I need to stay more focused when I'm streaming. Unresponsive, Super Hot VR. Yeah, I know, it just crashed. Come on. Okay, let's do that again. So we've got a full screen and it should display in full screen.
Hey, VR. Launch behind in VR mode.
And you can see this right if I alt tab real quick. Yeah, you can see that.
Okay, so let's do this real quick. Hands. Don't die. Yeah, we can do it with the don't die one. Let's get funky. I need a better hard drive. So you can do one of these. So you can shoot this person here, catch that gun, shoot these two because you don't really need those people anymore, lob that up there, drop that gun, catch that, and where'd the gun go? Oh wait, is the gun still down there? Damn it, okay, punch me in the face. Let's do that again. So as I said, shoot, catch, shoot, lob, drop, catch, and there's the gun. And let's try and catch it. Oh, it's went too far. Come on. Let me catch you. There we go, that's the gun. There we go. And then you can use this gun here, which you normally don't have up here, which is nice. There's also this other trick which you can do is you can sort of drop a gun here, and this is actually a glitch, and you can go grab, and you actually still have the gun, which is that's actually cheating because I don't think you're supposed to be able to do that. So it means that you do have guns when you're not supposed to. So you get one, and you're going to get one too, and so you can do this again. So like, let go of the gun, and then grab, and the gun's still here, which makes no sense. Oh, actually, you know what? You should probably have this. Oh, missed. I'd knock you on the head. Oh. Come on. Will you stop? Just die, will you? Have that. There we go. And let's go ahead and sort of... Can we grab that gun? Just where things make no sense, you can sort of move through stuff. Come on, give me the gun. So again, like, with my lobbing technique, which I think is valid, I could just lob the gun, but what I'm going to do here is grab, and have the gun. Okay, I want to have that gun too. And now we can do guns akimbo. I'm shit at this game though. Die, will you? Yeah, super hot. So yeah, that was that. Let's go back to regularly scheduled programming. Let's go back to the VR editor and turn the scene switcher back on. Okay, sorry about that. A wanted meter. So I don't know about having a wanted meter, but I was sort of going for like a suspicion. Like each individual would have their own suspicion. This is sort of way in advance. Right now I have a Unity scene with assets loaded, but I think like people would be suspicious because if it's just like an overall wanted meter, you wouldn't be able to sort of trick one person and then get caught by another and keep tricking others. The idea is like if one person's sort of suspicious, you sort of move. You could even move to them and sort of like stop acting suspicious or something. I don't know. I guess, I mean, the scene I had in my head was sort of like there's this sort of like super secure building, and like ideally like going in. Oh, that would be actually kind of funny. No, I mean the concept I was going with is like, yeah, secure building. You're trying to get in.
So you sort of like hop around through different mines, and at first you can sort of do this kind of undercover, but then once you're gonna like actually sort of spring the trap and like break into the vault and steal the hard drive with the whatever it is you're trying to steal, it's the MacGuffin. At that point, you'd become obvious. So you'd still be able to do some kind of stealthy things, because like every time you switch body, they'd sort of realize, okay, that person is not the person we think they are, and maybe so they're trying to sort of figure out between them who's the odd one out, and you're trying to get out of the building as quick as possible. And so there'll be a bit of action to it, a bit of like shooty stuff, but a bit of sort of mind gaming. I don't know. I just want to do something kind of like cyberpunky, fighty. We'll figure it out. So first steps first is we have Unity here. There's a car beeping outside, and that is the most annoying sound in the world. So this is our camera rig, and normally I think we can just sort of teleport the camera rig to people, but we need to take into account the orientation of the head. Let's just focus on teleporting first. So this is this asset that I downloaded. I think it's this one here. Okay, so there's two characters. One's the girl character here. Let's go ahead and put her in the scene. She is huge. And then there's the other one here that was Hans. There we go, Hans Formal. And I started messing around building Hans's controller earlier. This actually has a ton of stuff in it. Let's go ahead and put the scene over here. And this is it. What? Parameters. This animator is broken. Oh, I guess I didn't save properly. Okay, but the animation like for Hans, there's a lot of stuff in there, so I guess that's nice. We'll deal with that. For now, Hans is just going to stand still and not move. What's taking up all this? What's so big in the scene? Oh, it's because Hans' feet are on the camera. Okay, so let's just go ahead and move Hans out of there. Also, he's huge. He's like about 2 meters or so tall, so I found earlier that it was nice to select all this and put it at like about 8.5 or 0.85. So let's go ahead and put Hans over here. Is he in view of the security camera? Let's see. Not quite. Let's go ahead. Is there a place where you can sit, where you can stand this? There we go. That's a nice place to put him. And so I can VR now. Hans is roughly the same size as me right now. He looks pretty buff, so I think he should be a bit taller than me, but for now, meet Hans, an asset that I bought for about €5. Because that's what I do. I don't know how to model. I'll hire an artist if this goes anywhere. Okay. So let's go ahead and add a component for a teleport target. Why did that change? And go ahead and edit that script. Let's make that full size. Is that working properly? Can we see the UTVR code? Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So teleport target. So I think that's all it needs actually. Oh, we're just gonna set a bool. Make it public. And like in use. That way, when I jump to it, I can go ahead and set it to true, so I can't teleport to the character I'm currently using. Could be. Maybe that's good. I guess it should be the controller that should have a script on it that raycasts, and if it raycasts a thing that is a teleport target, then we teleport to it. Okay, so let's do that. So that's on these controllers that are in here, controller left and right. What's kind of annoying is you can't just sort of go, or at least I don't know how to just sort of make something like automatically attached to all controllers in the game. I mean, I could probably just like get all of these Steam VR tracked objects. I guess the head is one as well. Let's just add stuff to these two, shift them together, add it, and we go teleport button. So this is going to be the update. We're going to want to, let's just do it all the time for now, and then we'll do it on the button later. So raycast hit RCH, and then a good old if physics raycast. So array, so actually we can pretty just do this here. Origin direction and raycast hit, and that's the one we want. So origin is transform position, the direction is going to be transform forwards, I think. We can gizmo that just in case. Transform forward and out RCH. So that tells us that we've raycast, that we hit something. And then we can go like a, okay, hands is going to need a collider and a rigid body. I think rigid body these days. It's just rigid body anyway. And set that to kinematic and set it to never sleep. Okay, that's only on 2D version. Okay, and then we need a capsule collider, good. Why is Hans capsule collider so far away? Oh, I added the capsule collider to the wrong thing, didn't I? Yeah, I did too. No, it is on the right thing. Why is his body so far behind the rest of him? Did something stupid. When I said the scale, maybe? I don't know. So, yeah, okay, we need to put the teleport target. There's like a teleport stuff in the VR thing already. And rigid body in kinematic mode, and a capsule collider. And we're going to make that about as tall as hands and move it. Whoop, the radius is actually good. And move it up. Cool, cool, cool. See you, Curly. I don't know if you're still around. And this is the rig that we're going to want to move. So we're going to need a reference to the rig. It's going to need the head and the rig. Oh, so this is just going to be a mess, isn't it? It's a mess, but it's a controllable mess. Okay, So we're going to need a transform rig public transform head. That's what we want to do, is move the rig to such a position that the head would be where the object we just recasted is. So vector 3 offset equals rig position minus head position. Vector 3 new position, it's going to be equal to the RCH. Oh, actually, this is all if RCH teleport target TT equals RCH game objects collider game objects get component teleport target. So this is all conditional on if TT is different to null, because if it isn't a teleport target, if it's just another kind of collider, we don't want to do this stuff. RCH collider transform position minus offset. I think that's correct. It's not, it's plus offset. And we're also going to just go new position y equals 0, because we're going to stay on the ground level. We only want to mess around with the x and z, which are the horizontal things. So the next thing we do is we go rig position equals new position. Let's see if that works the way we're expecting it to. So these are pointed, they're actually already pointed towards hands, I think. Kinda.
Hands are there. Hands is over there. Ooh. Oh! That's
A whole bunch of stuff tonight. They both need a rig and a head. Let's do that one again. Yeah, this time we've got a camera rig and a head, which is grey now. I don't like that. Anyway, let's see if it's at least kind of working.
hello, hands. I point at you and I teleported just kind of behind hands, so that's actually sort of kind of working. Yeah, so it's yeah, I need to subtract the offset, not add it. Yeah, okay.
Or add the offset, not subtract it. I know what I mean. Plus. So if I do this, every time I move out of hands, that's not bad. Every time I move outside of
Hands collider and I point the controller at him, I'll be inside. Let's go ahead and sort of stand in this corner and go dip, and I am now hands. And let's move out of this controller again and then go dip, and I am now hands. So now I want to do this only when I trigger it.
So if I remember correctly, the input has been set up with, it hasn't, okay, so let me look that up. Maybe there's a button for it. Thought they added that. Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, I need to get controllers inputs. So Steam VR inputs for Unity. Isn't there just a thing I can download? I'm looking through. There, you can actually see that. There's no such thing as just like a basic, like there's one for the Xbox controller where it just like maps the Xbox controller to the Unity inputs. Unity input is the one most annoying thing about Unity, like by far. Still haven't figured out. I guess add trigger. Where is it? Trigger. This knuckles. I don't know what the knuckles controller is. Seven is the trigger. Left controller trigger, right controller trigger. So they're two different. They're buttons? Oh, they're also axes. Okay. And then 9 and then. Yeah, okay, so these two. 9 and 10 for left and right. So I'm just going to go ahead and add those as. As inputs. As a fire button. Sounds about right. Let's just add a new one. Call it. Actually, this copy fire. I hate this thing. Duplicate. Just call it fire. Oh, hang on, that's not the one I wanted to change, is it? Key on mouse button. This is x-axis. Yeah, it's going to be this one, isn't it? But so duplicate it. Call it just fire. Joystick axis. Why isn't it on a joystick axis or the one? Anyway, it's going to be, we said 9th and 10th, wasn't it? Yeah. Get motion from all joysticks. Okay, let's do that. And we're just going to duplicate this and put it also on 10. Duplicate. And put it on the 10th axis. Same thing. And let's just print the value because I can't be bothered. Debug. Log. Inputs, get axis, fire. Oh, okay, so it's 0 or 1 on one hand, and it's this one's turned off. Do it again. So it's basically like 0, and then you sort of just touch it, and it goes straight to 1. There's no. It's super weird. Is that? I'm not pointing at the right thing, am I? What are you looking at? Oh yeah. Camera just went inside hands. So look at that documentation again. 9 and 10. So it says 0 to 1. Left controller trigger. Oh, is this? Oh, there's gonna be some kind of like weird. Yeah, this is it. Sensitivity needs to be 1. Gravity 0. Dead 0. It's not a button, is it? Get rid of those values. It doesn't make sense to have those values. Sensitivity 1. And put sensitivity 1 here as well. So basically it's going like, I was just touching it, it's going straight to 1000 and then being normalized down to 1. So this would work better. So 0 to 1, there you go, 0. Oh. When you click it, it actually goes to a full 1. Yeah, I'm just looking at this value that's down at the bottom left-hand corner. I don't know if you can see it on your screen, but okay. So back to here. Bool fire equals input get axis fire superior to 0.1. 3. And so we only want to do that if fire and recast, if it's recast. So if we're not firing, we don't want to do that. So now I can go ahead and test that out.
So there's hands right there. And so I can point at him, and it only works if I go ahead and press the button. We're probably going to recast anyway, and that way we can sort of display a UI things telling me that I can recast to hands. I'm just going to make them all white, so sort of like highlight them basically. So that way
we can teleport between different characters. And when we teleport to them, we're going to want to turn off their renderers because we're going to become hands. We're also going to want to rotate the thing as well. This is a lot of work. I'm probably actually going to bail in a bit and get food. Makes a lot more sense than continuing to get angry. You can see for now. Let's just real quick do the UI thing and then bail after that. Yeah, let's do that. Still got a bit of music left. I love this tune. This album, by the way, is really good. It's Odyssey by Home. It's been used in countless memes across the internet, but this is it. If you've ever seen that Vine of this woman dancing with a cat, it was in this album. Okay. So let's use a line renderer, which will draw like a line between our thingamajig and our raycast hit when we're raycasting properly, and then highlight hands as well. We can do that. So this is if fire. We only do the teleport if fire has been pressed. But there's a bunch of stuff we want to do anyway. So first thing we're going to do is add a line renderer to both of these controllers. So we're going to need a material, which is going to be this white thing here. The width is going to be tiny, probably even tinier than that, like 0.3, 0.1, 0.03, 0.05. Yeah. Okay. Teleport button does take a line renderer then, so we're just going to go ahead and require component type of line renderer. Line renderer LR equals get component line renderer. So you can actually see me do that a lot in my code. So if you're learning Unity, this is kind of cool. What this does is it makes it so that if you ever add this class to an object, it will make the object have one of those. So in this case, line renderer, and which means I can just do this and that, and I'm just sure it's going to work. And it even does this for you. So let's go to the editor, let that compile. And if for any reason I try to remove this, it's going to tell me, no, I can't do that because teleport button depends on that. I don't know if you can see that pop-up window, but it pops up a little error saying you can't do that because teleport button needs it, which is super nice. So if we're not raycasting else, we're going to want to go ahead and sort of deactivate the line renderer. So LR active enabled equals false. Because if we're not raycasting anything, we don't want to see that. And if it is, then we're going to go true. And then go LR points, set positions. Yeah, so set positions, and then this is going to take an array of vector 3s, and oh my god, I don't know if I can't remember how to write this. I'm going to go ahead and look up some C# code. C#, where's the sharp on the Windows keyboard? C#, array initializer. Okay, more music. Let's go ahead and listen to Rosewood by Glass Body. A nice chill album, it's not too long. Yeah, I'm gonna do one like this. Can I just do that? Oh, that's nice. If I can just do that, that's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I need to add the thing. Okay. New vector 3. Yeah, okay. So transform position RCH point. So that what that does is, if I got that right, it'll show me that I can do something, but only if I'm pointing. I actually want to make that really thin because it's only supposed to be a UI line, so I'm going to make it really tiny. See what that looks like. Damn, things are huge in VR, aren't they? Yeah, that's a 0.01 line. We could probably go to a third of that. So that's 0.003. There we go. That's a tiny little UI line. And let's go ahead and just multiply. Oh yeah, we wanted to do the rotation. So hands is currently pointed that way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press play, and I'm just going to try and figure shit out. So press play, look this way, and then pause that. Okay. So if I go ahead and look at the... Oh, this is going to... That's going to suck. Okay, so I'm going to hold this direction here. Okay, so if I go ahead and put the scene here, and look from the top, this is what's interesting. So the headset is pointed in that direction, and that angle is, so the camera rig has an angle of y, rotation y 0. Hands is a rotation of 0. So for hands, 0 means facing that way, and the camera has a rotation of 104, and if I set that to 0, that's actually pointed the same way. I think I'm just going to brutally just set the y to be the same as hands as y, and that will be enough. And so what I want to do is take the difference between this y and the camera rig y and turn the camera rig, because I can't actually turn, if you look, let's take this down, and look at the scene. So I can't actually rotate the camera directly, right? You're not allowed to do that. So if I try to rotate the camera, it actually cancels that out. So it's not actually rotating the thing. But I can rotate the camera rig, and that works, right? The one problem is that rotation changes position, so I want to do the rotation first and then the position after. Stop playing. So let's go ahead and look at this. So this is the position bit, so I calculate the offset of position. So I want to do that after having changed the angle. So first I'm going to do a float angle offset, which is going to measure the angle between the rig, which is basically the floor that I'm attached to, is basically my sort of absolute position. It's the thing I'm referencing to. I don't have an absolute position, I have a position relative to the rig. And that is basically going to be rig dot rotation Euler y, okay, minus head rotation Euler, let's call it Euler. If anybody speaks Dutch, they actually know how to say the word. I do not speak Dutch, so I say Euler, and sometimes Euler when I forget about it. Okay, and then so the new angle, so float u angle, is going to be equal to RCH collider rotation, hang on, transform rotation Euler angles y plus the angle offset. And if I've done that correctly, when I teleport to hands, I should be facing the way hands is facing. Real quick, just to make sure that that works properly, is I'm going to place another hands in a different position, in a different orientation. So I'm just going to Control D that, move this hands over here, and turn it in that direction. And why oh why is that hands so high? Is it? No, it's the same. What's going on? Why is this hands up here? Oh, yeah, sorry, camera on the floor. I keep forgetting. This is only another view. Okay. Being a bit dumb. Control D that hands. Move this one. Move another one over here. And then rotate that one. Okay, so let's try that.
So I've got two hands, both of them can point at my different hands characters. Let's teleport to this one, and I am facing backwards. Oh. Turn that again, also facing backwards. I'm looking at hands' butt each time. Yeah, so is it just because of the orientation? Let's just try that. Let's try without looking and see if I... Yeah, it's not actually rotating the rig, is it? The rig is saying the same rotation, isn't it? Let's just look at this one. So it looks like I'm looking at hands' butt, but basically I'm just always oriented the same way. The sun is there, teleport the hands, the sun is there. The sun is always in the same position no matter where I go. Yeah, so this isn't actually turning, is it? Let's have a look if I'm getting a... Oh! I just set new angle, it didn't apply.
Yeah. Just, you need to finish the code. Yeah, please tell me someone in Twitch will. You want to enable the line render with if TT is different to null. Am I not doing that? Oh yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. That's actually where I want to do that. You're right about that. If I'm pointing at something and it is not a teleport target, not if I'm just pointing at anything. You are very right about that, which also means that this only happens if TT is different to null. TT is different to null, then I set the line renderer to true. Okay, so then there's this last bit here where I go rig rotation equals new quaternion let's not do it that way. let's do it this way. It's quaternion, Euler, and what's really nice is that the rig should never rotate around those axes, so I can't just stupidly just go 0, new angle, 0. That should do the tricks. Let's go ahead and copy that.
So, when I teleport to this hands, if everything goes well, I should be facing this direction and see those two. Let's do that. Boom. I can see those two, and now I can jump between these hands. Oh. The line renderers aren't turning off. Did something silly here. Anyway, that bit's working, so I can go ahead, teleport to that hands, teleport to that hands, so I can go around teleporting around these different hands. Why aren't the line renderers turning off? Oh yeah, if there's no physics object, I also need to turn off. There are two situations where I need to turn off
the renderer. I forgot about those two situations. I need both of them. So yeah, if the physics object I touched is not hands, then turn off the line renderer. But also if I didn't touch anything, probably simple for me just to set line render enable to false straight away and then let it turn on if it hits something. So I'm just going to go LR enabled equals false right here, and then this will go ahead and cancel that if there is something I'm looking at. So this should work properly now.
So hands, boom, 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 boom. And so yeah, and I'm getting a different view. So like, this hands can see the sun when he looks up, and this one has the sun behind him, and so this one should have the sun by his left. Perfect. So I'm actually teleporting between these different hands. What's really funny is that I actually have my head inside Hans's head when I'm done teleporting. I can also teleport back to myself, which is kind of silly. But this works fairly well, actually. One thing I haven't figured out yet, and I think would be kind of useful, so as you can see there's this, I have a certain play space, so if you're looking at the, let's go ahead and, I just want to see what you're looking at. If you look at the bottom right, you can see what I can see in VR. So this, the main view is just the Unity main window output, but in the bottom right, this is actually what I'm seeing in this headset. And the middle, on the right-hand side, it's easy to figure out. On the right-hand side, there's a webcam at the top. There's the camera that's on the VR headset here. I'm just going to give that a little wipe, because when I touch it, it gets all greasy. And then I have another view, which is, oh. What happened? That sucks. Let's go ahead and stop that and try it again. What's going on? Unity just crashed. Oh, fuck you, Unity. I guess that will be the end of this stream, because this just happened. And I'll let the stream end on a nice view of this Unity error message. Let's go ahead and just put this up on the main view. There we go. Let's go ahead and step back. There we go. Have a look down the bottom right hand side. There's a bug. Unity crashed. What happened? I was playing a video game. That is what happened. I was playing a video game. I was writing code to play in Unity. This is what happens. So, what happened? I used Unity. How can we reproduce it using the example you attached? Use Unity. Oh god. In order